Okay, round two. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, oh, sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right, ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
J360 Radio.
Hey, what's going on, J360 Legion? Welcome to the J360 Mini Bite, hosted by J.M. Brady. And I am your host, J.M. Brady. How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Finally here for episode 20 of the Mini Bites. Man, I'm telling you this, if I didn't have anything said or whatever, I probably would have slept through this, because it is now 7:15. Well, you gotta figure it's still 7 o'clock somewhere out there. Because I'll be honest with you guys, today, dealing with the 9 to 5 and working with this stuff for college, I mean, whew, I need a vacation. It's just, I'll get one eventually, but for right now, though, I even had to use some ASMR videos to kind of, take the edge off for a little bit, just try to woospa out. But, considering that YouTube hosted some of these videos, and I just like hearing the aspect, you know what I mean? I like the ambience of it all. The whispering is okay, but then there's sometimes where the mouth-sucking sounds can get closer to softcore porn, It's just like, after a while, it's not even just relaxing, it's stimulation. But, enough of my problems right there. However, I just know that when I'm transcending into complete bliss, I also realize that there's a moment where somebody is making a little bit of money on the side. Because I have that moment where I'm feeling really, really good. Then all of a sudden, this giant advertisement appears and says, "Hey, you want to learn how to call 911?" And then all of a sudden, I'm back into reality. And I'm like, damn. Why am I back here? I was somewhere else. I was full of bliss and tranquility. And then all of a sudden, somebody decides to go ahead and sells me on the idea that they don't know how to call 911. I was like, no, I don't want to learn how to call 911. Let me die, all right? Jeez. No, so I clicked skip the ad, and then I tried to get back into that mode again, but just like anything that's, too good to last, it just wasn't going to happen. Why the hell would they do such a thing? I can understand if you're a podcaster, if you're a content creator in some respect, that middle area for the advertisement, yeah, that's the sweet spot. That's where a lot of those things come in, so you can enjoy that. But you see, when you're in control as a content creator and you're able to do that monetization, you can pinpoint where your ads are. I mean, granted, for some of the shows here in J360 Radio, they have monetization, but that sweet spot's going to pop up any minute now because old Jay needs that cred. But then when I look over at the ASMR videos and I see what I need to see, some of these people get money through other ways. But that popping right there, that just ruined my whole way of nirvana. Now you just brought me back into reality and I'm pissed. You know what I mean? It's like one of them kind of things where you have something to complain about. I think in the future I'll probably be that old man that yells at clouds, or just because things don't seem right to me, or I didn't get my pamper changed at the time. I'm gonna be all full of piss and vinegar. It seems like a small gripe, but you think about it from time to time. Like say you get to that point where you're like, life is good. Nothing can affect me at this time. And then all of a sudden, hey, you want to learn how I fed my baby and made sure that it was smart? No, I don't want to know about any of that stuff. Or tell you something completely irrelevant. Hey, do you know diet sodas is secretly causing your brain to deteriorate at a rapid pace? No, I don't want to know any of that stuff. Hey, do you know rectal bleeding can occur if you take some Viagra's like M&M's? No, I don't want to know that. I mean, like, some of this stuff, it just pops up out of nowhere, and it's like, yeah, okay. Now I could go ahead and use ad block. I could go ahead and use any of these other things that we should not use because allegedly we're messing with somebody's business model, but still. You got one in the beginning and you got one at the end, and if you're able to place this stuff, putting it in the middle like that, especially for a relaxing, transcending video, that just makes you a giant a-hole. I'm just being honest. Oh, man. Speaking of giant a-holes, I would talk about the latest Trump firing. I would talk about what Sony just said about the door being closed on the Spider-Man angle. I mean, I touched base on it a little bit, but I kind of just said, you know what? I'm going to head out. Because as far as I'm concerned, what else is there to talk about when it comes to those things? Of course, the man barely has a cabinet, and he's going to fire somebody who stood up against him on his principles, because the man can't handle being wrong. A lot of other people are just turning a blind eye to it. I'm not turning a blind eye to it. I just don't want to bore the fan base that I have here on it. Let me tell you, if it's something that's really wrong, I'm going to be on them. And then when it comes to Sony, well, Sony is at that point because, hey, we said no to the mouse, and the mouse was on a buying out everybody spree and trying to show how much money they have and show how much control they can throw at you, especially if Disney Plus seems like such a good deal at the time. They're just feeling themselves right now. They're just going ahead and say, yeah, I'm going to ride this ego stroke for as long as I can. But then when it comes time for them to go ahead and put up their own Spider-Man movie and try to address some continuity that they can address, though it's very, very, very barren, because the last I checked that was coming out of that sort of scenario was the Morbius thing, you'll realize that they don't have a pot to piss in either. It's interesting how we got into this point, Because you would think that this would be all for the fans, but then, no. This is about paychecks and wallets and lots of money. The only way to ever stop something like these conglomerates, like I said before, is just don't invest in them anymore. But, it's kind of far-fetched because a lot of us love our PlayStations, don't we? A lot of us love our TVs. And then, of course, you got to realize the 6K, 8K cameras that are coming out made by Sony because they didn't give up that hardware division either. So, goes against everything I want it to do. But then at the same time, I always got Nikon and I always got Panasonic and all the other, areas. But a lot of people be like, oh, that's just prosumer talk, Jay. If you want to be top of the line, be top of the line. Go get you a Sony. And it's like, brand loyalty, scum-sucking, corporate suck-ass. What? Oh, man. That's just talking to my peers on this. It's like, really? I got kind of a love-hate thing with Sony right now because I am going to be using them for the production of one of my J360 TV shows. Oh, yeah. Going into this, I'm going to let you all know, use this as your reference point. Some J360 shows are not going to be on the fall lineup this year. Matter of fact, let's see. The Cyclone is kind of indifferent to me. I'm sure some of y'all have listened to me and Alan go back and forth at each other while on that episode. So a lot of that was true. Because, you see, I'm putting that production in his and Mark's hands for right now because, see, I'm not around as much to handle that production. And that seemed like that's something they want to do, so I'm going to let them go ahead and run with it. If they don't run with it, then they're going to have a nice little message from me and something to address to you all that starts with the letter C and ends with D. So you know what I mean? So that's going to be on their plate. J360 Radio Live, it's been on hiatus for a while. I mean, granted, we're still going to do the show. It's just that show, I have other plans for it. So this is not going to be part of the fall lineup. The Cyclone will be. Now, the two shows that I'm going to be governing, which of course is, you're never going to be without the J-Man show. So, I mean, let's be real. That show stays. And then, of course, you got this particular show, the J360 Mini Bites. That's part of the fall lineup. Because, if anything, these two shows are cousins of each other. So it gets you prepared for what's to come. So I figure, hey, you got that right there? These are your shows that are greenlit. You got the original trio. And then, as far as that J360 TV, J360 TV is a very ambitious project. I mean, I do have the scripts and I have the notes written, but then it comes to the idea of getting locations, getting people involved, working with others that, you know, probably are not about the radio division like we are, you know, but they work with, you know, visual media, the television side, you know, willing to work with me on that. And, you know, I have to go and I have to meet up with those people at certain places. Like, the production is just not feasible right now. Not all of them, anyway. I do have some specials that I would like to do. But to keep it running with J360 Radio, not right now. So I'm going to scale back a little bit. But you are going to get one show that I'm capable of doing. And you want to know what that one show is? Well, guess what? Why should I tell you when I can always show you? So Monday, you have something to look at. So stay tuned to the J360 Productions YouTube channel. I'm going to try to make sure that I keep the foul language to a minimum because, you know, I do kind of want to see some ads on there too. But then again, you know, why should I expect anything from YouTube, right? So yeah, that's not going anywhere. Matter of fact, I'm going to make that series uncut too. Because, you know, J360 Radio Live is uncut and that's on hiatus. So in a way, you kind of got 4 shows, but you got 3 shows where you're mostly dealing with me. See what I'm saying? So it's little things like that. And as far as certain specials, you'll just have to wait to see how they develop. But it's all about making things a lot more feasible. I can't do everything. I can build everything. But then it's all about, you know, what exactly is the most feasible one right now. But for those of you that have been paying attention, you can go ahead and see all the new gear I've bought, all the things that I've tested. It should be on Instagram. Unless they continue to shadow ban, which I have a severe problem with, because, you know, my content's not for everybody, but I try to make it accessible to those that actually want to enjoy my content. I mean, granted, we're not on that level with some people, you know, that go across the grain or give you some real weird stuff. I mean, we touch the envelope sometimes, but we don't necessarily sell like that. But I can't see why Facebook and Instagram would have a problem with a developing production company. It's weird to me. I mean, I can understand some of that other stuff that's on Instagram and Facebook, but I guess they figure, hey, if we do it to everybody that's growing and developing instead of the ones that actually will pay in for our advertisements and all the other cred that we give them, you know, maybe we're making a statement. And then there's times where it's like, you know what? I don't really want to deal with them. So keep in mind this. If you ever see something that says, oh, the J360 Productions crew is not there on Instagram, there might be a good reason why. But, you know, YouTube has stories, right? I mean, we go ahead and do all that if we need to. But it remains to be seen where we go from here. But I like to say that this has been a pretty successful milestone. I didn't expect the Mini Bites to actually make it to 20 episodes. You know, but it turns out that a lot of you guys actually like condensed stuff, and I don't mind bringing them out here to you. And, you know, a lot of R&D feedback that me and the crew get, we read it, and we actually acknowledge where to go from here. So, you know, give you guys a pat on the back, because without you guys in the J360 Legion, pretty much wouldn't be a J360 Productions group. Oh. And by the way, I remember when I started doing this stuff, I used to do a lot of trippy art back in the day. I need to get back into that, you know, give you guys something, some extra stuff. But then there it goes again. I'm doing a little too much, so I've got to keep the scale back. But I miss doing that artwork, so see where we go from here, all right? But until then, I got to get on out of here, and I got to go ahead and work on my Spanish homework. So peace out to all of you, and adios. This is J-Man signing off.
Okay, round 2. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right. ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.